I don't know. Oh, you can drive a car. Okay. Dude, this is just like Project Mugen. Wait, what? Dude, wait, what? See, that makes sense. You take a picture of the cute girl on the side. That make. Oh no, we're taking a picture of the. Ever since Genshin Impact release, there have been an abundance of open-world anime RPGs announced. Unending Dawn, The Seven Deadly Sins Origins, Wuthering Waves, Duet Night Abyss. All these games have been vying for what Genshin achieved, and there have been numerous that haven't really lived up to expectations. Tower Fantasy, Noah's Heart, but this game has done something that no other gacha game has done, and that is that instead of giving us a flashy trailer, instead of overwhelming us with flashy abilities, special effects, they've given us a full in-game trailer with cluttered UI, with bugs, and I think at the very least here that has made for a significantly better trailer, more realistic trailer that has set more realistic expectations. And I think one key aspect of launching a successful Genshin clone, or Genshin killer as this is no doubt going to be labeled, is to show that it is not a Genshin clone or a Genshin killer, or to at the very least show us that the game that we're seeing is essentially what we're getting. Now, will Wang Yue, which is the name of the game, ultimately end up succeeding where other gacha games have failed? Who knows? There is a trailer that admittedly loaded so slowly I had to download it via their website. It took me about 45 minutes to. They have information about the game, they have characters. We'll look at all of this and more, starting with the trailer. Now, you might notice the file name down the bottom left, titled 8078, blah, blah, blah. That's actually the URL from the official website. I haven't renamed it. This was downloaded directly from the official website. I can't tell what this is actually captured on, whether it's captured on mobile or PC. It does look like you have 3 different characters. So Genshin actually allows you to have 4. Punishing Grey Raven gives you 3. Aether Gazer gives you 3. I think Tower Fantasy also gives you 3. Wuthering Waves, I think was 3. Don't quote me. It might have been 4. I think it was 3. It's been like half a year since I played Wuthering Waves. The UI is very large. There are a lot of buttons, abilities on screen at once, and it does seem to obscure about a third of the screen. I don't like the looks of that. I genuinely hope that this is on mobile and that PC has a separate UI, because the UI looks bad. But again, we don't even have a beta test yet, so let's go into this with the knowledge that the beta might give us a completely different UI. That this might just be a placeholder UI, or again, this might be exclusively for mobile. The gameplay looks pretty good. Like, does it look as good as on Unending Dawn or Duet Night Abyss? No. But I think so far the gameplay looks pretty good. Characters remind, like, so far what this reminds me of is a mix of Wuthering Waves aesthetic and character movements and the speed of the combat with Genshin's, I don't know, like character models or style of character models. The abilities look good, but they don't look overly flashy. Like Wuthering Waves is like literally just an explosion on your eyes, for your eyes, and Genshin's is more like intricately defined. Like every little ability is there for a reason, where Wuthering Waves is like, how impressive can we make this look on screen? Jesus. What the fuck is that? Did she just cut open the Just cut open the world? Okay, the character models actually look a lot like Tower of Fantasy. And by the look like Tower of Fantasy, I mean that at least the silver-haired girl didn't look as good as someone from like Punishing Grey Raven or Wuthering Waves or Genshin Impact. So I talked to Asmongold a little while ago, and we were discussing the fact that Tower of Fantasy's character models just aren't very good looking. I know he even mentioned this in a video where he reacted to something that I was doing with regards to Tower of Fantasy, and he said he just doesn't think they're that good looking comparatively to Honkai Star Rail. And that's what these character models kind of remind me of. So I mean, I don't know if he thinks the same or will think the same. But I think based off of like the numerous white-haired chicks we've seen thus far, they seem a little bit soulless or lifeless. Let's see what else there is. Before we look any further into the trailer, though, I want to take a moment here to thank our incredible patrons over on Patreon who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos on new and upcoming gacha games or gacha drama like this every single day. You guys are phenomenal. Now back to the video. I mean, this is a 21-minute trailer. I don't think we need to sit through 21 minutes of this. If you guys want to see the full thing, you can go to their website, but be warned, it takes fucking forever to load. So she got a new character. Cool. Oh my god, it's so bright. Oh my god. Like, I have ring lights in front of me, and that was even too bright for me. Yeah, the textures, they need a lot of work. But I like the look of it so far. Seeing that out in the, oh god, it's a Breath of the Wild opening. Like, can we just, for one fucking open world game, can we just not come running up a mountain or out of something to the top of a hill overlooking the world? Just one game. Genshin did it. Tower of Fantasy did it. Wuthering Waves did it. This game did it. I'm getting major Revelation Online vibes from this. I don't know, I feel like the character models just aren't really doing it for me. You know, they're kind of, they feel very low budget. So do the so do the cutscenes overall. Oh, she looks like the little white-haired green the girl that came with, I think she was in Animo, that came with 3.0 of Genshin Impact. I forget her name. She looks just like her. I mean, okay, here we go. Lots of NPCs. A full world. She's scanning things. She's, dude, this is some Watchdog shit. She's scanning what the different NPCs are saying. That's a skill I can't see anyone ever using, really, because gacha games are already filled with an overwhelming amount of text and useless side NPC content, Oh, that's actually a very cool ability. This is like a PvP battle. This is like an insult battle. I heard hubba hubba, which as a Westerner here means I think I just made her fall in love with me. Can we just point out that like the NPCs have the exact same stance here? Like everyone just very low budget animations, but like your characters, like this all looks sick. Like the combat looks good from your characters. The big battle with it. Like the big battle with the dragon at the beginning was kind of cool. These all seem like kind of trash monsters. The NPCs need more personality, I think. More animation. I've seen the same NPC like 43 times. They need to diversify it a little bit. This is, it looks like there's a little more to the town, you know? Cool, you can climb things. That's innovative. I mean, like graphically the game actually looks pretty decent. I wouldn't say I honestly don't think it looks as good as Unending Dawn or Duet Night Abyss or Project Mugen or Wuthering Waves. This is a cool feature. They've just infiltrated the building, and you're scanning where all the points of interest are and where all the NPCs are. NPCs, enemies. It's gonna add a whole other layer, additional depth, I think, to exploration and to combat. Or you could just do what you would do anyway, just jump in there and YOLO it, because who the fuck cares? Look at this, you're literally wielding a scythe and you decapitated him! Literally, he's dead! You would have done that whether you scanned it or not. Why the fuck are you dancing like an idiot? If someone comes in and saves me after I've been held at gunpoint, I'm not gonna dance in front of them like that, dude. Or maybe I would, I don't know. Yes, that's me. It's one of those weird, like, I don't even know, dude. I don't know. Oh, you can drive a car! Okay. Dude, this is just like Project Mugen. Wait, what? Dude, wait, what? What the fuck? That's some GTA shit, man. Holy crap. What the f— Can you, like, pick up the cars? What? Or take a picture of a fire hydrant? Because that makes total sense. See, that makes sense. You take a picture of the cute girl on the side. That make— Oh, no, we're taking a picture of the— Yeah, I knew that. It's like a little helicopter or something? Like little hovercraft? Are you building it on the spot? Like, in real time? No. Wait, you applied a fire hydrant to it? There's an— Wait, hold on. Wait. There's no way he's gonna hop on that, is he? Dude. it just works! And it is firing lasers out of it! You know, that is actually so cool. And it has energy at the top right. Like, that is such a cool concept. Like, up until this point, I was kind of iffy on the game. I looked at it and I'm like, it doesn't look that great. I looked at the combat, I'm like, the combat looks pretty good. And then he built his little, like his own little miniature aircraft thing that he just put together on the spot, based like with a fire hydrant and other materials he found that he took pictures of, lifted it off the ground and started unloading onto everyone. What the, oh my god. See, that right there, if they started off showing stuff like that, that would have sold me on the game so much sooner. That is such a cool feature. Pre-registrations for the game are currently open. There are 116,000 players that have signed up thus far. Apparently, the game is based around turning the universe upside down. Interesting concept. The demons bow their heads. Unfortunately, this over here isn't translating to the right. When we say open world, what exactly are we talking about? Is it a wide map? Is it richer in side missions? Is it more collections and challenges? It seems these are all, but it seems that they are not all. It's an open world action game set in a modern Chinese style fantasy world. It's been quietly developed for more than 2 years so far, and they haven't revealed it up until this point. That is kind of impressive. It is only shared with you today because we've been exploring how to truly open it up, what the world should be like. The biggest feature of Wang Yue is that it is different from the conventional open world game experience with a cycle of exploring the plot, fighting, and cultivating. Instead, on the basis of exploration, it combines the freedom of space, the freedom of humanistic interaction, freedom of combat, and even it is the cultivation of freedom that has undergone radical creative subversion. In order to achieve freedom of space, we have equipped as many ways as possible to explore and touch the sky, underground, underwater, indoor, outdoor, and others. Oh, it has underwater, so there's swimming. This is already more impressive than New World. The NPC is no longer a stand-in, but a living life, which is actually what we saw, I think, when we were hacking the different NPCs. You will choose to call the police or fight in the face of your provocation. So you can run up to an NPC, like punch him in the face, and he'll call the cops on you. Fuck. It also actively expresses gratitude to you in the face of your, so you can punch the guy that's next to him in the face for hitting on his girlfriend, and he'll give you a reward. Nice. Also bargain with you to get some profit from you. What you'll do, so basically, I like where the direction of open world gacha games are going, because Project Mugen showed us a world that's being procedurally generated, but also crafted manually, and has allowed for exploration in a way that we've never had before. And then this game is actually kind of doing the same thing. What we want to achieve is like lively AI like Westworld. In order to achieve this, Wang Yue has been trying to use AI auxiliary tools, hoping to use AI's in-depth self-learning ability to create NPCs whose dialogues will never be repeated and be lively and comfortable. So they're using AI to generate NPCs and create a world. That could be very cool or very, very bad. You can use various props in the city to assemble your own mecha. To enter the sky above the city, and the criminal organization conducts an air battle. It can also shrink itself, drill into the soil, enter ventilation ducts, etc., where there are enemies that cannot confront them head on. Okay, so a lot of variety in terms of tackling objectives. In addition to the parts mentioned above, we'll have a lot of content and development waiting to be shared with you. We look forward to building Wang Yue into a world that truly belongs to you. And you just need to be yourself. Feel free to do it. I really hope they change the name. Like, don't get me wrong, Wang Yue is a fine name for China, but it needs an English name, because most English players probably aren't going to be like, that isn't a memorable name to English Western players. Characters. It does look like there's a female and a male main character. You have horns. His horn's kind of broken. Hers is only partially broken. She's a lot hotter than he is. Don't get me wrong, he's a pretty good looking character. I think he's a better looking character than the main character and than the male main character in Genshin, I think either. She's very attractive. She is kind of like a little bit like Raiden Shogun, but like a Neko version of her that's wearing slightly more revealing clothes, which is always a plus in my opinion. She actually, you know what, a lot of these characters look like Genshin characters, I'm gonna be honest, which isn't a bad thing. It just, like, I'm sure you could see the resemblances. They all look great though, don't get me wrong. Oh, that's you know what, I'm not even gonna mention who in Genshin he looks like. You guys already know. And they're recruiting. Looking to expand their team. Okay, I'm impressed. You know what? I'm impressed. I thought initially the game looked kind of mediocre. I think the world looks decent. I think the textures need an update. I think the combat looks good. But I think having a world that is built, well, not a world specifically, but the characters in a world built using AI allows for the world to constantly evolve around the choices you make, around the things that you do have an impact on the NPCs and therefore the world itself. I think that's a very cool concept. I think the fact that you can build your own structures like a vehicle from scratch is also a very cool concept. But I'm hoping that this doesn't just end up being some failed asset flip, I don't know. I think they might run into an issue where they're trying to make a game with too grandiose an idea. But I guess as we continue to see progress, we'll get a more definitive idea of what the game is going to be like. Until then, all we could do is look at what we have, and I think genuinely it looks pretty cool. This is probably one of the most unique looking gacha games I have seen, based purely off of everything towards like the last 3 minutes of the trailer, and that has me excited. Do I think it's gonna be a Genshin killer? No. Do I think it's gonna be a Wuthering Waves competitor? Maybe a Project Mugen competitor. I've seen people on Reddit saying, wow, Tower Fantasy killer, and admittedly, you know what? It might. You know what? Tower Fantasy's kind of doing that on their own. Now, if you're not interested in Wang Yue, then absolutely no problem. I got you covered with 2 different videos on screen right now that might be of more interest to you.